Josh Burkman back on the program. Drew Dober's his opponent coming here at UFC 214, man. Big card, July 29th. I mean, it's a
I
huge
mean,
card.
huge card,
It's a huge
right?
card.
I haven't seen a card like this in a long time.
Yeah. I was. I'm licensed to referee in California as a pro, so I was begging Andy Foster, like, please, if somebody falls out, let me know. But it's
Right?
UFC. It's the top end, so you have to use the top end reps. You don't use the bottom end. You use the best guys, and I'm just not at that qualification yet. So it
Right.
was huge, yeah. And I'm still trying to get there. I'm still trying to. We're still talking to some guys tonight. We're going to dinner with them. We're still trying to formulate if we can even get in to the arena. We're trying to get there to watch the fight. It's such a big card.
Right.
Who the hell wants to stay home? Like, why would you want to be at home for this fight?
No, I
You know?
agree, man. I was stoked about it, and then when Lawler and Cowboy got put on it, and they added Maya and Woodley too, that came a little later. I
Yeah,
was like, damn, yeah, this is a good one to be on.
yeah. A lot of eyeballs.
And I don't got to travel far. It's like a store. I mean, so many things that make me so happy about this card.
Yeah, talking about not traveling far though. You didn't travel for your training camp. You stayed home most of the time, right?
Yeah, I was traveling quite a bit
Okay.
for the last few camps, and there was a lot of different reasons why, and one of them was that I wanted to there was this Budokan training in Miami. There was a mixture of yoga, martial arts. This guy Cameron Shane, the one that you
Yeah,
talked to, 50 years old, and I'm like, I want to make sure that I can move like that when I'm 50, not
yeah,
just when I'm 35, right? So I went out there. I did a lot of training out there. And then I was in Vegas. I trained in Vegas a little bit. And then I, ran my own training camps and brought the Hawaiians out here
yeah,
quite a bit too. But then Ramsey, Nigel moved back here. And, me, him, Court McGee, Steven Seiler, we
yeah.
all got back together. That was the group we had at Pit Elevated,
Oh,
when I was fighting in the World Series of Fighting and stuff. So we all just put ourselves back together, and there was no reason to go anywhere this camp, And I even, I was going to go down and train with Dennis Davis and those guys at Extreme Couture, and I was like, no, I'm not leaving. I've been waiting for this for a couple of years, and I found it again. So
how hard was it to get everybody back together again? Was it just a casual conversation? Hey, let's start on Thursday, or was it like, hey, let's
yeah, I
take
mean
a
that's
little?
kind of how it went down.
Really?
Ramsey came back to town, and he moved back from San Francisco. He hadn't fought for a while. And he came into our gym, and I said, hey, if you want to coach for me, no problem. You can coach for us. You can do some corporate stuff, whatever you want to do, And then he found a gym to train at in a suburb of Salt Lake in Sugar House.
Okay.
And he started training there. And then I just went over there one day and was like, let's train. And then all of a sudden, Steven Seiler showed up, and then all of a sudden, Court showed up. We had a couple of kids from Iowa that just moved to Utah that wanted to fight. Started showing up. I mean, tossing everybody around on the wrestling mat. We were like,
Wow.
what? And so it just kind of organically got together, and now we got fighters from all the gyms all over the state come to train with us, and it's turned into an awesome group like we used to have.
Wow, that's great. So how much more is it? I mean, obviously mentally, you're at home, so that actually makes you more relaxed. You have everything in your area as far as recovery goes that you're used to because you have everything set up there already. But now
Yeah.
you've got your great training partners again. So how much, in a way, that could be more stressful because now there's no real excuse. Like you had got everything back in place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I need any more excuses or whether it goes right or whether I've been through. If there's something to go through in this sport, bro, I've been through it. I mean, I just felt great going into a fight with Rosamar Palhares, right?
Yeah.
And I got caught right away, and he finished me quick, and that's never happened to me in my career. And I almost thought about throwing my gloves down and being done. And I was like, no, because at 37 years old, I'm in great shape. My body feels better than ever. And I think it was just almost an emotional decision because I've never lost like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've like I said, I've managed my career in a way that I think I'm going to peak around 40. You know what I mean? Not in my early 30s. And so, yeah, I mean, no excuses. I've had a good training camp. The difference in this training camp compared to the last couple is I wasn't sparring as much. I tried to really pull back from sparring the last couple years, really, because when I was training for Hector Lombard, I got hurt twice
Yeah.
sparring.
Yep.
I didn't spar a lot for the next few fights, and then this fight, I just realized, like for timing and distance and space, I needed to spar more, and my body was finally back to a place where like I was able to push it. And then we have these young kids that want to spar all the time. Court and Ramsey, Ramsey was getting ready to go on the Ultimate Fighter at the time. So it like I said, it all came back together. We're sparring a couple times a week, and working like I'm 25 again. So I think it's gonna. I hope it's gonna pay off, right?
Well, this one too. I got to ask, man. Don't you feel like you're kind of on a chopping block? You've only won one fight in your last 6 fights, and you're in a 3-fight losing streak right now. So I mean, you
Yeah,
got
I
to.
mean, I am. It's funny. Because if you look at the record, right? Like I lost that fight. But I haven't fought bad, right? Like
Yeah.
I had the loss against Prazeres, but before that it was a fight with Zach Otto where
Mhm.
he didn't do much, I didn't do much.
Right.
Then I fought, Paul Felder, who's tearing it up right now.
Yeah.
And if you watch that fight, I didn't lose that fight, and
Yeah.
it's just been these little things, right? I don't get a decision, I don't quite, pull the trigger, and yeah, I mean, I don't the UFC owes me nothing, right?
Yeah.
They've given me every opportunity I can have more than anybody, and a lot of that, like Dana said, he's like, I don't cut guys like you,
Right.
like your contract's good, you show up and fight, you're in this organization, like you never turned down a fight, you never backed out of a fight. He's like, I respect that, So I have 2 fights left, but yes, I got to win. I mean, I got to win. I got to win. Period. That's and that's why, like I said, I pushed it a little more this camp. Wasn't worried about, man, if I get hurt, this happens, that happens. Now we got to prepare ourselves the best we can. Go show up and see what happens.
Now, in the beginning, you said that you've cut back on sparring the last couple of years, but then you said you're back to sparring twice a week now. That's the way that it used to be. So what changed between not sparring that much to all of a sudden sparring quite a bit?
Well, I think there's a few things. I think like rapport and the guys that you work with, that matters, right?
Yeah.
And like